Hello everyone, I am Alfian and today we are going to solve the LeetCode challenge on the challenge number 185 called the Department Top 3 Salaries. And for this hard difficulty challenge, we are working this with SQL MySQL language. If you want to use something else other than MySQL language, then go ahead and encourage you to do so. And for this particular challenge, let me pull this in the full screen. And we have the employee table which has 4 columns. The first one is the ID, name, salary, and department ID. And department ID, as you can see, is the foreign key that links to the department table on the ID section. And the ID is the primary key. And for this table, department ID is the foreign key reference column of the ID from the department table, like I said earlier. And each row of this table indicates the ID, names, and salary of an employee. It also contains the ID of their department. And for this department, we have 2 columns on the department table. First one, which is ID, and second one, which is name. ID is primary key, and name is the department name based on its respective IDs. And a company executives are interested in seeing who earns the most money in each of the salaries in each of the company's department. A high earner in a department is an employee who has a salary in the top 3 unique salaries for that department. And we need to write a solution to find the employees who are high earners in each of the department. And we need to return the result in any order. And the result format is in the following example. We have the employee table and we have the department table, and we need to somehow combine those two and put it in a ranking system. And besides that, and we return the output as only the department name, the employee name, and the salary name of each respective entries. And we have the explanation here. In the IT department, we need to pull out the employee and salary, and from the department table, we need to pull the department name. And the explanation here in the IT department, and max earner, the highest unique salary. The name is Max. Max has the highest salary on the ID department. 2, also with Randy, which has ranking of 2. Both have the ranking of 2. Why they have both ranking number 2 or the second rank, which is on the same salary amount. So let's say if we draw this, we have 1, 2, 2, and then Will is the rank 3. And since Henry, and we have the sales, from the sales department, we have the Henry, which is the highest, has 80,000, and we need to put it as rank 1 or the first ranker. And then Sam is the second rank. And if you notice that we have the Joe and Randy both on the same rank respectively, so it's because we are trying to use dense rank method, dense underscore rank method. And then if you want to look over the dense rank documentation on the MySQL, then go ahead, you can take your time there to understand that if we have the same salary value, and regardless of the ranking system, if they have the same salary value, then they will both have the same rank. So that is the main difference when using dense rank method. And it's already explained before, both Randy and Joe earn the second highest unique salary, which is on the second rank, and Will earns the third highest unique salary. And in the sales department, Henry the first one, and then Sam the second one. And there is no third highest salary, as there are only 2 employees. And for the constraint right here, there are no employees with the exact same name, salary, and department. So name will be unique, but salary will have duplicate values. But if the salary have the duplicate values, then the employee name would be different. And we already sure that from the department there will be no same name and also the same salary. There are no duplicate entries. Okay, so without further ado, let's solve this out. The first thing that we need to do is by selecting. We are selecting everything from the table which is the employee table, because we need to extract name and salary column from employee table. We can pass in employee as E using the alias, and let's run this. Have the wrong answer, but we already tabulate the employee table as it is, just like this example, and we off to a good start right here. And what we need to do, the next thing we should do is, by after we selecting employee as E, we can pass in select E as E dot name, and then we are passing the name, since the output is the employee as the employee column. Instead of just name, then we can pass in E name as employee column. And the next one, E dot salary, since we are selecting the salary, and we can pass in the salary alias as salary with the capital S, salary, and then we can select our E dot department ID, and let's run this to see if they are tabulated properly without the ID. And we have the department ID, or the extra reference point or the foreign key, to the department table, and we can link our department table into our select query right here. We can use the join table from the department to the employee table and merge as one, and they will be shown side by side, the employee on the left and the department is on the right. We can join department as D, and then using the on clause or on keyword, we can select the A dot department ID instead of ID. Why? Is because we are referencing our foreign key from the department ID to the ID from the department table, which is department.id, and we can use E.department ID and then D.id. So we are basically linked to ID value from each table. So we are matching each ID entries on the department table based on the department ID on the employee table. Let's run this again. And we still have the same department ID without anything being shown on the D. So we can use the D dot asterisk or the wildcard to select everything from select every column on the department table. And let's run this again. Let me use the zoom in button so you can see better that we are using the asterisk, D dot asterisk, and we have the department ID and then the ID and then its name. And instead of selecting the E department ID, we can eliminate E department ID and we can just pass in our D dot name and then as, using the as keyword, and pass in our name, department name as the department column as department. And we can run this again. And we have the employee salary department, and so we have Joe as the ID department, Henry from the sales department, and yeah, Sam is on the sales department and is already translated property from the department ID into the department name instead of just showing the department ID. And we have Janet, Randy, and then finally Will. And the next thing that we should do is by using the ranking system to order from the highest salary to the lowest one to determine the order of the ranking besides the department column right here. So we are basically putting the ranking system, which is ranking 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth based on each entries. So we can do that by using the, after selecting here, select E, salary, and then name, and then comma, and we can pass in our dense rank method, and then below that we can pass in offer statement or offer clause, and we are selecting partition by department, because we need to find the ranking system based on each department. So if we have ID, then they will have rank 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the cells it will be on the separate ranking system on each department. So we have to use the partition by department, and then using the order by after that without the comma, order by the salary, because using this salary alias name, and we can pass in our salary, and then don't forget to put in descending order because we are sorting them from the highest salary to the lowest one. So we are selecting partition by department based on the department ranking system on the ID 1, 2, 3, 4, and then cells 1, 2, and the cells and ID will not conflict with one another on the ranking system, then they will have separate ranking system. And then order by, using this order by is going to be used as the salary, and we are sorting the salary from the highest to the lowest, hence the name descending order. And we can pass in this alias as ranking, which is a ranking system, and we are putting the ranking as the ranking column, and we have the unknown column department in window partition by. So because the department right here is already putting an alias, and we shouldn't do this kind of thing and it is returning error, instead of using the department from the alias right here, we can pass in our d.name from d.name without, and we cannot use the alias. And from the salary, we can use, instead of salary, we can pass in our e.salary, and instead of using the alias, e.salary and descending order as ranking. And we have the ranking respectively, and we have 1, 2, 2. If you notice that Joe and Randy has the same salary value, and they both have the same ranking system, which is on the second rank, and Will on the third rank, and Janet is on the fourth rank because Janet has the lowest ranking from the ID department, and they have the different type of department and then the ranking system. And on the cells, we have the Henry as the highest ranking and the Sam as the second highest ranking. And if you notice already, we can just eliminate the ranking that below the ranking 3. So after the rank 3, then we will not return that, and we will not return as the output or as the query, and we can just eliminate anything that is below rank 3, which is the rank 4, and so on and so forth. We can use the where clause where ranking is below or equals to 3. So we are basically only returning ranking 1, rank 2, and then finally rank 3. And after rank 3, since it is lower or equal notation or operator than ranking 4 and so on, and afterwards will not be counted as the output query right here. So let's run this again to see if it really works. And we have the runtime error, unknown column again, column ranking in where clause, even though we are already explicitly putting this dense rank function with the offer as the same line, and then using as ranking. So we are putting this as ranking, but ranking is not considered a column in where clause. Why? If you look over the previous video about the same where ranking, and the order of the dense rank should be after the where clause. So on the MySQL pipeline, or the order of code execution, where should have been the first priority, and then after that the dense rank will be on the latter priority. So if we put the opposite way around, then the ranking system is going to be considered as the temporary table, but the where ranking is not going to consider is not going to recognize the ranking column as the query because it is still considered as shadow column. We can use, to get around this, we can use the CTE or the common table expression, and we can use the with as, and then finally unwrapping the s, and then inside the s we are going to put our entire query right here inside the s, and then finally we can get around this using the where clause, and then the where will consider the ranking column from this dense rank and over partition. Okay, so to do that, we can cut this out from the line number 2 to the line number 5, except the where clause right here, and we need to cut this using the control.x, and then we can use the with clause with rank. We can put this as the common table expression as the table name as rank, and then putting as keyword, and then inside of the parentheses we can put in our entire query from the previous implementation. And then after that, after the closing parenthesis, we can select everything from the rank, right here with the with statement and then rank. And then we can use the from rank that has the same name on the rank right here. We are using this rank with rank as something something, and then we are using this from and select everything. And then finally, where ranking is going to return the ranking system and only return the first 3 highest salary. And let's run this again to see if it works. And we have the ranking, and it's finally recognized. And then ranking 4 is not listed here at all, and we still have the wrong answer. It's because the ranking column is existing inside of the query right here and shown because we are selecting everything instead of just department, employee, and salary. To get around this, you guess it using the department and then employee, as in just employee, and then salary. And then we can use these aliases. Why we can just use this is because we already declare this from the select as ename as employee before our query right here. And we can run this again to see if it really works. And let's submit our code. Okay, so that's about it. I hope you understand my explanation. If you still don't understand, you can ask me in the comment section, or if you have any better solutions regarding this challenge, tell us what you think in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.